Look, I need you to pause whatever you're doing right now and actually hear what I'm about to tell you. Because this is going to completely flip everything you thought was true since you were old enough to understand words. From the time you took your first steps, people have been conditioning you. Training you, really. Like you're some kind of pet project. Be polite. Don't make waves. Wait your turn. They fed you this fantasy that nice guys come out on top. That playing fair gets you rewarded. That following the rules means life eventually hands you what you deserve. Sweet idea, right? Absolute garbage. The real world doesn't reward the kind ones. It rewards the ones who understand what's actually happening beneath the surface. The ones who see the puppet strings, who recognize the smoke and mirrors, who know the actual cost behind every polite smile. Here's what most people can't handle. Being honest doesn't earn you respect. Having a strategy does. Machiavelli figured this out 500 years ago while everyone else was busy pretending to be saints. He watched rulers preach about kindness while secretly making moves that destroyed entire kingdoms. He saw religious leaders trade spiritual promises for cold hard cash. The man cracked the code. The system maintains control by keeping people calm, obedient, and ignorant. And that's where you fit in. You've spent your whole life taking orders. Keep your head down. Swallow your ego. Stand in line. Say sorry even when you're not wrong. Those instructions weren't about helping you grow. They were about keeping you contained. A world full of small, controlled people is simple to manage. But a world full of aware, ambitious minds. That's chaos nobody can handle. So today, everything changes. Today we tear off the blindfold and look directly at the 10 society rules that have been holding you back since you were 5 years old. Break these rules and you stop being invisible. You become the person people notice when you enter a room. But first, I want you to do something for me. Type this in the comments. I choose power. If you're by yourself, say it out loud. Let it resonate in your chest. Those 3 words are your promise to yourself. No more asking permission to exist. No more making yourself smaller so others feel bigger. This is going to sting. You're going to feel uncomfortable when you realize how much of your nice guy routine is just fear wearing a mask. Good. That's exactly the point. Being comfortable is the cage. Truth is what sets you free. Machiavelli didn't write for people who wanted to feel cozy. He wrote for those ready to trade pleasant for powerful. If that's you, get ready. We're about to destroy every rule that ever told you to know your place. Rule 1. Stop trying to fit in. From the moment you were born, the world started conditioning you. Blend in. Don't draw attention. Stay under the radar. Your teachers said it. Your parents repeated it. Your friends reinforced it. It sounded protective. It felt safe. Complete trap. Fitting in is the fastest way to become nobody. You disappear. Nobody remembers the person who looks, sounds, and acts exactly like everyone else. You become background noise. Forgettable. You want real influence, real respect, real admiration? Then stop auditioning to be average. Look at history. Every name that still matters today, Edison, Einstein, Musk, whoever you can think of, got there by refusing to follow the template. They dressed weird. They asked questions people thought were stupid. They chased ideas that made others laugh. They walked their own path while everyone else followed the crowd. That's not arrogance. That's survival. Machiavelli saw this centuries ago. He told leaders to watch out for the person who doesn't flinch when everyone stares. That person can't be guilt-tripped, shamed, or pressured into conforming. They don't need validation to breathe. That independence terrifies the system. So why are you still filing down your rough edges? Why do you silence the joke only you find funny? Why do you hide the dream that keeps you awake at 3 in the morning because someone once said, "That's weird," and you believed them? Come on. The trap is slick. Act normal and you'll be safe. Safe gets you a cubicle and a participation trophy. Safe gets you forgotten by next week. Power begins the moment you stop apologizing for the parts of yourself that don't match the brochure. Your quirks aren't defects. They're your signature. The way you laugh too loud. The random knowledge you collect. The music playlist nobody else understands. That's your brand. Own it. People are drawn to the person who embraces their weird without explanation. You don't need colored hair or a megaphone. Quiet confidence hits even harder. Wear what you actually like, even if it's outdated. Express the opinion that makes the conversation pause. Share the thought that might get criticized. Every single time you choose authentic over rehearsed, your value increases. Conformity is slowly killing your soul. Authenticity is the reset button. One makes you replaceable. The other makes you irreplaceable. Machiavelli said it plainly. The great ones always stand apart from the crowd. Not because they're trying to. They just refuse to shrink. Your purpose isn't to slip through life unnoticed. Your purpose is to walk in and change the atmosphere. Let the average people squirm. Let the insecure ones gossip. The person brave enough to stand alone is the person the crowd eventually follows. Drop this in the comments right now. I stand apart. Mean it. Say it like you're making a deal with your future self. No more hiding. From this moment on, being different isn't a weakness. It's your advantage. Rule 2. Always tell the truth. They drilled this into you from childhood. Always tell the truth. Honesty is virtuous. Honesty makes you a good person. But here's what they conveniently left out. Complete honesty destroys powerful people. Not because truth is wrong, but because revealing everything makes you predictable, exposed, and easy to manipulate. In the real world, the person who speaks without filters is the person who loses power. They show their hand before they play. They reveal their fears before they understand them. They expose their goals before they're ready. And society uses every piece of truth you surrender against you. People don't respect radical honesty. They weaponize it. They twist it. They judge it. They gossip about it. They use it to put you in a box you can never escape. Get this straight. When you overshare, you give away power. Because power isn't in what you say. Power is in what you choose not to say. Machiavelli got this completely. He wrote that a leader must seem honest but never reveal everything. He understood that truth is a tool, not a religion. Because once people know your intentions, they can block you. Once people know your weaknesses, they can break you. Once people know your dreams, they can sabotage you. In silence, you're protected. In mystery, you're respected. In controlled truth, you're powerful. You don't have to lie. You have to be selective. Choose what gets revealed and what stays hidden. Speak with purpose, not emotion. Share with precision, not impulse. Not everyone deserves access to your mindset. Not everyone can handle your truth. Not everyone will use your honesty honorably. The wise person uses truth like a surgeon uses a scalpel. Carefully, precisely, and only when it benefits their position. When someone asks you a question, pause. Think. Ask yourself, does answering this help me? Does it protect me? Does it weaken me? Does it give this person leverage? The strong person isn't the one who tells everything. The strong person is the one who knows what to protect. Society wants you transparent because transparency makes you easy to control. But mystery creates magnetism. Mystery creates curiosity. Mystery creates respect. The less they know, the more they wonder. And the more they wonder, the more power you hold. Machiavelli said it. A wise ruler should never reveal all his intentions. That single line can save you from a lifetime of being underestimated. So starting now, control your truth. Shape your narrative. Protect your mind. Drop this in the comments. My silence is power. Rule 3. Be humble all the time. Excessive humility makes you invisible, and invisible people are never respected. Humility, when used wisely, is protection. But when used blindly, it becomes a prison. People misunderstand humility. They think being humble means minimizing your presence, hiding your skills, downplaying your abilities, pretending you're less than you are. But that's not humility. That's self-erasure. And self-erasure breeds disrespect. Because people don't value what you hide. People don't admire what you minimize. People don't respect what you pretend not to have. The world is full of people who secretly hope talented individuals will dim their light. Why? Because your strength highlights their weakness. Your growth threatens their comfort. Your confidence reminds them of their own fear. So they promote this idea: stay humble. Don't seem too strong. Why? Because someone who owns their power is harder to control. Machiavelli understood this psychological game. He wrote that a leader must appear virtuous but never surrender strategic advantage. He knew that humility can be a mask, a way to disarm rivals while protecting your authority. Real humility isn't acting weak. Real humility is staying grounded even when you know your value. It's knowing your strength but not needing to brag. It's having power but not flaunting it. It's showing confidence without arrogance. But society wants you to take humility to the extreme, to the point where you vanish. Here's the reality: if you don't demonstrate your value, others will define your value for you. If you don't claim your abilities, others will claim your opportunities. If you don't stand tall, others will stand on you. You don't need to shout your greatness. You just need to stop burying it. Stand straight. Speak clearly. Own your progress. Acknowledge your talents. Accept your strengths openly, not aggressively, not loudly, but confidently. Because when you show your value without apology, the world responds differently. People listen more carefully. People take you more seriously. People respect you more deeply. Machiavelli said, "It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both." And in many cases, being underestimated is far more dangerous than being disliked. So remember, humility should be chosen, not forced. It should serve your path, not sabotage it. It should protect your power, not bury it. Write this in the comments: I own my worth. Rule 4. Be nice to everyone. When you try to please every single person around you, you slowly erase yourself. You say yes when your gut screams no. You help people who drain you. You give time to those who never appreciate it. You protect people who wouldn't protect you. You smile when inside you're carrying the weight of disrespect. And society calls this good behavior. No. This is self-betrayal disguised as kindness. People claim they love nice people. But watch closely. Those same people ignore, use, and walk over the excessively nice person. Why? Because constant niceness signals that you don't respect your own boundaries. It signals fear. It signals insecurity. It signals a desperate need for approval. And nothing destroys respect faster than needing approval. Machiavelli saw this conflict with brutal clarity. He wrote that a leader must learn how not to be good. Not because goodness is wrong, but because goodness must be controlled, not automatic. A person who is kind without conditions becomes a puppet. A person who is kind with boundaries becomes respected. Niceness without strength is weakness. Niceness with boundaries is power. Being nice should be a choice, not a reflex. A tool, not a personality trait. A strategy, not a survival mechanism. You must learn to draw lines even if people get uncomfortable. You must learn to protect your mental space even if someone gets offended. You must learn to walk away from disrespect even if it disappoints someone. Because when you stop trying to please everyone, you stop betraying yourself. Here's the paradox society doesn't want you to realize. The moment you stop needing acceptance is the moment people start respecting you. People trust the person who holds their ground. People admire the person who sets standards. People follow the person who isn't afraid to say no. You don't need to be rude. You simply need to decide who deserves your kindness and who doesn't. When someone crosses a line, you respond. When someone disrespects you, you step back. When someone takes advantage, you cut access. That's how you earn respect. Not by pleasing everyone, but by protecting yourself. Machiavelli said, "It is much safer to be feared than loved when you cannot be both." You don't need fear or cruelty. You only need firmness. Because firmness, not sweetness, shapes how the world treats you. Write this in the comments: my boundaries matter. Rule 5. Be patient, your time will come. Your whole life you've heard, wait for the right moment. Be patient. Your time will come. But here's the reality nobody admits. Waiting keeps you stuck at the bottom. Patience becomes a prison when it turns into passivity. Years slip away while you sit quietly hoping someone will finally notice your effort, your struggle, your ambition. But the world doesn't reward silent waiting. It rewards bold movement. Most people waste half their lives expecting an opportunity to magically appear. They tell themselves, "My chance will come eventually." Yet they never take the actions that create that chance. They remain predictable, hesitant, and replaceable. Meanwhile, the person who refuses to wait, the person who steps forward even when they're not completely ready, the person who builds their own door instead of waiting for one to open, becomes the person people respect. Action creates respect. Initiative creates influence. Boldness creates opportunity. Machiavelli understood this psychological truth. He wrote that fortune favors the bold because boldness breaks hesitation, forces movement, and shifts outcomes. A bold person shapes events. A passive person is shaped by them. But society teaches you the opposite. They tell you to wait for approval, permission, timing, comfort. Why? Because passive people are easy to control. They cause no disruption. They create no competition. They accept their place without fighting. You weren't born to live a life of silent waiting. You weren't born to watch opportunities pass by. You weren't born to be a spectator in your own story. Your life changes the moment you stop expecting someone else to choose you and start choosing yourself. Stop waiting. Start deciding. Start moving. Start building. Start becoming the person who forces doors to open. Power doesn't come to people who sit in the corner hoping to be picked. Power comes to people who stand up and take what aligns with their purpose. Think about it. How many goals have you postponed because of fear? How many dreams did you leave untouched because you were waiting for the perfect time? How many chances did you let die because you told yourself you weren't ready? Listen carefully. You will never feel ready. You will never have perfect timing. You will never have zero fear. You will never achieve greatness through waiting. You achieve it through movement. Machiavelli said, "Fortune is a woman. You must take control of her boldly." Meaning success rewards the person who acts, not the person who hesitates. So decide today. Your time doesn't come by itself. You bring it into existence. Write this in the comments: I move first. Rule 6. Be loyal no matter what. From the moment you learned what loyalty meant, society shaped it into chains. They told you, be loyal even if it hurts. Stand by people no matter what. Never walk away even when you're disrespected. But here's what they never mention: blind loyalty destroys your self-respect. Loyalty without conditions turns you into a tool, not a human being. It makes you predictable, exploitable, and easy to manipulate. When people know you'll stay no matter how they treat you, they stop valuing you. They stop respecting you. They stop fearing the loss of you. And once someone loses the fear of losing you, the dynamic collapses. You become background noise, useful but forgettable. Here's the darker reality. Most people don't actually want your loyalty. They want your obedience. They want your availability. They want your effort even when they give you nothing back. This is why true power requires a different kind of loyalty. Loyalty to yourself first. Machiavelli understood human nature with brutal precision. He wrote that loyalty is never constant. People follow interest, not emotion. Meaning people stay with you only when it benefits them. And when it doesn't, they switch sides without hesitation. So why would you give unconditional devotion to those who would replace you in a heartbeat? Healthy loyalty is earned, not demanded. Not forced. Not one-sided. You owe loyalty to those who respect your boundaries, honor your time, match your effort, show consistency, and value your presence. Everyone else deserves access only at a distance. Your loyalty should never cost your dignity. It should never require you to tolerate disrespect. It should never make you betray your own standards just to keep someone close. Read that again. Because too many people lose their power by staying loyal to friends who envy them, partners who disrespect them, family members who drain them, mentors who mislead them, or environments that suffocate their growth. You cannot rise while chained to the wrong people. People respect you when they know you can walk away. People stay honest when they know betrayal has consequences. People treat you better when they realize your loyalty has limits. Unconditional loyalty is slavery. Conditional loyalty is strength. Machiavelli said, "Men are ungrateful, fickle, and driven by interest." He wasn't being cruel. He was being honest about how the world works. So from today forward, give loyalty, but with standards. Give effort, but with boundaries. Give trust, but not blindly. Protect your self-respect first. Always. Write this in the comments: my loyalty has limits. Rule 7. Life is about being happy. Since childhood, society fed you the same comfortable lie. Life is about being happy. Don't stress. Don't overthink. Just enjoy. It sounds comforting. It sounds harmless. But it's one of the most dangerous beliefs you can adopt because chasing constant happiness turns you weak, distracted, and unfocused. Happiness is a moment, not a mission. Yet most people treat it like a full-time job. They avoid discomfort. They run from challenges. They escape anything that demands discipline. They choose pleasure over purpose, comfort over growth, and ease over mastery. And society approves. Why? Because someone addicted to comfort never becomes powerful. Someone obsessed with feeling good never becomes respected. Someone who avoids struggle never becomes unshakable. Comfort is the silent killer of ambition. Happiness can come and go, but purpose is what keeps a person alive. Purpose grounds you when life becomes chaotic. Purpose keeps you moving when emotions collapse. Purpose builds character in a way pleasure never can. Look at the greatest figures in history. Not one of them lived a life built on constant feel-good moments. Their lives were full of obstacles, battles, difficult choices, inner storms, sacrifice, and relentless work. They didn't chase happiness. They chased impact, meaning, achievement, and transformation. And through that struggle, they found a deeper kind of satisfaction, one that happiness alone could never provide. Machiavelli understood this truth on a level most people can't accept. He wrote that great leaders are shaped through hardship, not relaxation. He believed that pleasure distracts, weakens willpower, and clouds judgment. Meanwhile, purpose sharpens instinct and elevates influence. So when society tells you, just be happy, what they're really saying is, don't grow too much. Don't challenge anything. Don't rise too far. Stay manageable. Because someone who prioritizes purpose becomes unpredictable. Someone who embraces discomfort becomes stronger than the crowd. Someone who is not controlled by pleasure cannot be controlled by society. Here's the truth most people never learn. Happiness should be a side effect of growth, not the goal of your life. You will not feel good every day. You're not supposed to. Life will hit you with storms, losses, disappointments, and betrayals. If your identity depends on happiness, each storm breaks you. But if your identity is built on purpose, each storm strengthens you. Pleasure fades. Purpose multiplies. Happiness fluctuates. Character remains. Focus on building something meaningful, a discipline, a mission, a legacy, a stronger version of yourself. Through that path, happiness appears naturally without you chasing it. Machiavelli said, "A man who seeks only pleasure loses his strength, and without strength there is no respect." So don't live to feel good. Live to become someone worth respecting, someone stable, focused, resilient, and driven. Write this in the comments: purpose over pleasure. Rule 8. Always forgive and forget. They told you, forgive and forget. Move on. Be the bigger person. Sounds holy. Sounds noble. But here's the dark truth. Instant forgiveness without boundaries doesn't make you enlightened. It makes you easy to hurt again. When you forgive everything with zero consequence, you turn into a punching bag. Free shots, no referee. People don't respect someone with amnesia about pain. They respect the person who remembers the hit, studies the pattern, and then changes how close they let people stand. Forgive everything and forget everything, and you erase your own warning signs. Those scars on your mind? They're not decorations. They're data. They teach. They warn. They protect. Look at how powerful people move, without violence, without drama, just boundaries. Jordan didn't keep teammates around who didn't take practice seriously. He cut emotional access and raised standards. Oprah didn't keep toxic staff. She removed their access to her space and platform. Your mentor with the 7-figure business? He didn't attack the client who underpaid him. He simply never worked with them again, and his reputation became stronger. That's not revenge. That's self-respect with a memory. Memory isn't spite. It's strategy. Amnesia is self-deletion. Machiavelli saw this clearly. A prince who pardons every betrayal invites the next one. He didn't say hurt them. He said change how you deal with them. Forgive when it strengthens your position. Never when it teaches people that hurting you has no cost. So why do you still embrace the snake that bit you? Why keep giving full trust to the person who already showed you they don't value it? Why act like nothing happened when your mind is screaming that something definitely did? The trap is soft and shiny. Forgive and you're free. Not quite. Blind forgiveness without adjustment just makes you available for the same wound again. Real freedom sounds more like this. That lesson is noted. I'm not attacking you. I'm just not giving you the same access. You don't need vendettas. You don't need to ruin anyone. You don't need drama or harm. You need walls. You decide who gets close, who stays at the door, and who stays outside entirely. Forgive so your heart doesn't rot in anger. But don't forget the lesson that protects your future. Every remembered slight is not a reason to attack. It's a brick in your psychological fortress. Machiavelli's point was simple. A leader who erases every offense without adjusting boundaries eventually erases his own authority. So forgive to clean your mind. Remember to protect your life. And understand this clearly. Real power is calm, controlled, and nonviolent. It doesn't scream. It doesn't chase. It simply remembers and steps back. Write this in the comments. I forgive but I don't forget. Rule 9. Never be selfish. Always put others first. Always put others first. Be selfless. Sacrifice your needs for everyone else. It sounds noble. It sounds moral. But here's the hidden truth they never tell you. Chronic self-sacrifice destroys respect. When you constantly put everyone else before yourself, you train people to undervalue you. You teach them that your time, energy, and attention are unlimited. You create the expectation that your needs are secondary, your limits irrelevant, your presence guaranteed. And here's what happens next. People stop noticing you. People stop appreciating you. People stop fearing the consequences of crossing you. Your generosity becomes invisible. Your kindness becomes weakness. Selflessness without boundaries is the silent killer of authority. Machiavelli understood this clearly. He observed that relationships are based on interest, not abstract morality. People do not inherently respect those who give endlessly without expectation. They respect those who know their value and refuse to compromise it. True power lies in strategic generosity, giving when it serves a purpose, withholding when it protects you, and never sacrificing your core for someone else's comfort. Because respect is born when people realize your actions have limits, your decisions have weight, and your loyalty is conditional. Think about it. The person who always says yes loses influence. The person who always agrees loses their identity. The person who constantly sacrifices their time and energy loses control over their own life. Being selfish is not evil. It is self-preservation. It is recognizing that your first responsibility is to yourself. It is understanding that you cannot serve effectively if you are depleted, unnoticed, or disrespected. The person who masters this rule gives generously, but only when it aligns with their priorities. They don't fear setting boundaries. They don't hesitate to put their needs first. They don't apologize for valuing themselves. People instinctively respect those who respect themselves first. When your actions signal that you have standards, that your attention is precious, that your limits are not negotiable, the world adapts to you. Boundaries become authority. Self-respect becomes influence. Strategic generosity becomes loyalty from others, not dependency. Machiavelli said, "A man who wishes to be obeyed must know how to command, not only with force but with presence." And self-sacrifice without discretion erodes presence. From today, stop giving endlessly without thought. Stop letting others define your worth. Protect your energy. Guard your time. Honor your priorities. Write this in the comments: I respect myself first. Rule 10. Play it safe, don't take risks. Society whispers it constantly. Be careful. Don't risk too much. Play it safe. Stay realistic. They package it as wisdom, caution, prudence. But here's the truth. Playing it safe is the fastest route to obscurity. When you avoid risks, you stay invisible. You remain small. You blend into the crowd, unnoticed and unremarkable. The world doesn't reward those who wait patiently in the shadows. It rewards the bold, the audacious, the ones willing to step into uncertainty. Most people confuse safety with survival. They believe avoiding risk guarantees stability. But in reality, stability without growth is stagnation. And stagnation is the death of influence, opportunity, and respect. Risk is not reckless. Risk is intelligent action in pursuit of reward. It is calculated boldness. It is stepping forward when the majority steps back, knowing the consequences but refusing to be paralyzed by fear. Look at history. The most powerful figures were never the cautious ones. They were the ones who made decisions that terrified others. They moved when everyone hesitated. They acted when the comfortable retreated. And in doing so, they claimed what others only dreamed of. Machiavelli understood this truth perfectly. He wrote that fortune favors the bold, not the timid. Opportunities rarely wait. They are seized, stolen, or missed entirely. A person who refuses to risk never controls their destiny. They wait for it. And waiting is losing. Risk also defines reputation. Someone who takes intelligent chances appears decisive, confident, and strong. Someone who plays it safe appears indecisive, weak, and forgettable. People respect those who dare because audacity signals mastery, courage, and vision. But here's the subtlety most overlook. Calculated risk is not gambling. It is preparation, foresight, and strategy. You study the terrain. You measure potential outcomes. You weigh consequences. And then you act decisively. That is the difference between power and mediocrity. Safety is comfortable. Risk is transformative. Safety preserves the past. Risk builds the future. The world remembers the bold. It forgets the cautious. Those who take intelligent risks become legends. Those who avoid them fade into irrelevance. Machiavelli said, "He who wishes to be obeyed must know how to seize opportunities before they vanish." And opportunity never knocks twice. From today, Refuse to let fear dictate your choices. Act with strategy. Step boldly. Take control of your fate. Your reputation, your influence, and your power depend on it. Write this in the comments. I dare to act. You've just uncovered the truth that society hides. The rules they taught you, be nice, be humble, be patient, always play safe, were never designed to make you strong. They were designed to make you manageable, predictable, and easy to control. But you now see the other side. You now understand that power and respect are not given. They are taken. They are earned through strategy, action, and self-mastery. They are claimed by people who refuse to blindly follow rules that weaken them. They are claimed by people who understand the game others ignore. Ask yourself this: which rule has been quietly stealing your power? Which rule has been silently killing the respect you know you deserve? The answers are staring back at you, and the choice to change is entirely yours. The 10 dangerous rules we just explored are not evil. They are tools. Use them wisely. Honesty, humility, patience, kindness, loyalty, and action. Apply them strategically, not automatically. Turn every weakness society praises into strength. Turn every restriction into leverage. Turn every limitation into opportunity. Remember, power is not just about money, influence, or talent. It is about perception, timing, and control. It is about the person who moves when others hesitate, who speaks when others stay silent, who acts when others wait. It is about becoming untouchable, respected, and strategically unassailable. If this video cracked the illusion of safety and politeness for you, take action. Like the video to honor the knowledge you've gained. Share it with someone who is tired of being ignored, underestimated, or powerless. And subscribe to the channel. Join the circle of people who don't just want to feel good. They want to become powerful and respected. Write this final affirmation in the comments to seal it: I control my destiny. The rules of society no longer control you. You are no longer invisible. You are strategic, respected, and the world will notice.